What can n8n actually do? Well, it is incredibly versatile. The easiest way I like to explain it is if you've ever heard of Zapier, that is kind of a trimmed down version of n8n. Zapier can connect multiple services, so maybe when a file gets uploaded to a folder on Google Drive, Zapier can automatically post that to Instagram and TikTok. Essentially, you're just connecting multiple services. And n8n takes that to another level. Not only can you connect multiple services, you can add a lot of logic in there. So if somebody submits a form, you can kind of parse through that and put them in different bins. Or the most important and powerful part of n8n is the agentic system. So with n8n, you can harness a lot of power from something like OpenAI's ChatGPT or Llama from Meta, like all these different large language models, and use those to essentially act as an intern or a virtual assistant and make decisions on your behalf. So let's start off with a couple examples of what this could do. Maybe you are an Airbnb host and you get a lot of messages, people asking, how do I turn on the hot tub? I think I broke the oven. What happens if the smoke alarm's going off? How do I take the trash out? And rather than you always having to be there answering questions, you could make a big FAQ user manual, but they're never going to read that. Like, people never read those binders in an Airbnb. So you could build a chat bot essentially where whenever they text you or message you, say on WhatsApp, you can have an n8n automation that has access to a huge database of custom photos and videos you made, instructions on how to turn on the hot tub, the Wi-Fi password, and it can interpret all of that stuff. So when somebody messages it, it acts like your intern or your own personal virtual assistant, and it can answer questions really with high agency to the end users who are asking those questions. Another example would be maybe you want to search inventory and it can help you decide what to restock based on how sales have been lately. You can simply ask it, what is low on stock right now? What do I need to reorder? Or what is out of stock right now? And what do I need to reorder? It could then look through a database, it can interpret everything, it can tell you what you need to order, and it can update the inventory when you do order. Another example is maybe at home. Maybe at home you're trying to do a meal planning thing and you want to connect your calendar, your wife's calendar, and maybe a list of like 70 or 80 recipes that you have in Google Drive. Now, you could cycle through those recipes. Maybe they're all recipes you like, and you can have an agent that in the beginning of the week, it can look at what nights are most busy for you and know that, all right, these recipes are easier to make, they're shorter. Maybe you want to make those on those nights, and it can present you the recommended meal plan for the week. If you accept it, it can make a shopping list for you, and then you can go out and buy the ingredients. And one more example that I think just really demonstrates the power of n8n is a full content automation workflow where you just have a spreadsheet of videos that you think are really interesting or have a lot of potential. And then you have a workflow where you have n8n read through that, go into ChatGPT, ask for similar video ideas, go to like Google VO3 and create videos, create music on another platform, tie it all together, save that as a file in Google Drive, upload that to TikTok or Instagram, and essentially it's a full stack content automation flow that you would otherwise need to hire somebody else to make. So we spent a lot of time with some examples there, but I think it's really important so you understand what n8n is actually able to do.